It's week 15 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He's one of the league's best. Currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Colts and the Vikings. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year in 2019, and that's Ryan Tannehill. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Tannehill trying to lay one up deep. This is intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Colts are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hand and see if he can keep the magic going.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. Well, they'll be led out by a man who needs no introduction. One of the most exciting players in all of sports. Now in his 6th season out of Texas A&M, Patrick Mahomes.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes finding his target. It's Trey McBride. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The Colts at 9-4 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Deontay Hardy back deep. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Tannehill. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
The kick by McManus is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Ryan Tannehill in the offense heading back out, and he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10. Tannehill. Over the middle to Beckham. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
One of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They juked him, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill under a heavy rush. rush, and down he goes. Credit that to the former Georgia Bulldog, Azeez Ojulari, getting in there to bring him down. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. To throw is Tannehill. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On to give, here's Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And a throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. They find some open field here. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, I'd have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Tannehill's throw pulled in by Kittle. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 32-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Tannehill. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. They snap it to Tannehill. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So this offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Line of scrimmage, the 9. Second and about a yard. Tannehill now to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Vikings are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Here's Tannehill. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Second down and goal. Tannehill. Touchdown, Vikings. George Kittle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have moved out in front. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. Got an open man finding Jefferson. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Able to get this one to McBride. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and 7. Miller in motion right. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to our left. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Got a man. It's McBride complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. 65 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Well, we've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Robinson will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far, as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
So that drive, 7 plays in length. And the rookie, Brian Robinson, finished things off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete there to Beckham. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now here's Mahomes. He's got McBride here over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The result, a 1st down as a quick slant gets him 14. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Being chased out left. That one into the hands of Beckham downfield. Touchdown, Vikings! Odell Beckham, 83 yards. And the Vikings use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 14-10. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now it's 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Making a good play on defense in this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. That's to the right side, complete. 6 yards, and now it's 3rd and 3. Now Tannehill.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
75 yards on the ground here for Dobbins. And a 1st down coming up. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Now it's Tannehill. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This will give the lead up to 7. And his kick is good. Well, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter. Sort of get them into the flow of the game, and to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down by 7. A little over a minute to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. A run there on first down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. Mahomes. He's got McBride, and they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Mahomes to throw it. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
That ties the game at 17.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a give to Dobbins. And that could be a killer. He'll lose yardage and tackle inbounds. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
16 yards. First down, Colts.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Vikings are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Tannehill with his first throw in OT. It's hauled in by Hardy. They'll give him 4 yards there. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Here's Tannehill.
He goes once again right back to Hardy.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown and a game winner in OT.
So it's a win for the Vikings, and it was their...
Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a movie?